We're live tonight, and this is the mystery hour. And today is
August 12th, Friday, 12:34 a.m.
technically, but just to get back to the story from the Thursday story, nothing happened. The parade went on smoothly, and Chuckers never showed.
It was a normal parade.
Yeah.
I think it was just bullshit.
There was maybe we cut the one that was maybe that was the only paper that had time to be put out on the media.
Yeah.
And we cut it, so we're good.
That was just bullshit. No.
Now open up with your story. Let's go.
My story. Oh, yeah, the university. The university back in 1813.
Wow, we're going far tonight.
Yeah. Fucking university there. Founded by someone. And, well, apparently, I guess he had his own...
What's his name? Do you remember his name?
James McGill.
What year was that?
Don't even ask what year he was born. I don't even want to know.
No, what year was the university founded?
1813.
Okay. What kind of a person was he?
A terrible person, I guess.
Wow.
I mean, I guess apparently he had slaves, and he used his slaves to make money to make the McGill University, and yeah.
Well, we should have been in those days. We could have fucking fixed that. I mean, we could have went undercover and fixed his ass. No more slaves.
He used the slaves. But when he died, apparently the bones of him and his lawyer, I guess they think maybe his gay lover, got all mixed up. So I guess they won't be satisfied until those two won't be satisfied until their remains are put back together. So I think maybe someone's still trying to put the remains back together.
I don't know. Are you volunteering?
No, but maybe someone is. You never know the way they're saying.
Well, yeah, but if you think about this happened like in the 1800s, and if you think of today, I mean, there's no way in hell we can go back and find these parts that are scattered.
You never
wherever.
know. I mean, the slaves said they want to
But how are you gonna find the lawyer's part, that guy's part, and his gay lover's part? I mean, his lover's parts.
I don't know, but people are, well, maybe someone actually is, until they make them satisfied.
Or what happened? Maybe somebody split them apart, or fucking, ripped them apart and buried half of the body there, and the other half of the body is buried in somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, they had slaves, and the slaves said they wanted revenge.
Yeah,
but I don't know if the slaves did it though, because maybe they should have run the fuck out of there and be like, bye.
Maybe they did. But even at that, he had slaves. But how long did he have slaves for? So if you had slaves for a long time, then
they never really said
chances are you could be finding body parts of slaves also. So what are you gonna do? Shoot the slaves in there with him? You'll be really freaking out then.
They never really said how long he had the slaves, but yeah, they said he'd never be satisfied until the remains are put together, because they mixed up the remains somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not sure who mixed them up.
But even at that,
that's the curiosity in who mixed up.
Since they mixed up the body parts,
who
makes
the that's the point.
They could have been done on purpose. They could have split them up on purpose. Split half their body there, half their body over there.
Who split them up? Because
if you're gonna search that, there's chances are you're gonna find over there a slave has been buried there. Yeah, it's like impossible.
It depends if they actually.
It's like a puzzle.
He's buried where an art building is.
Half of them, anyway.
Yeah, half of them. The rest we don't know, but also the slaves said they wanted to do revenge.
Oh yeah.
But we can't say for sure it was the slaves that did it, because I bet you a lot of people in the town didn't like him either.
Probably.
You can imagine why his body parts are separated.
Probably, because I think back in the 1800s, I don't think that kind of lifestyle was allowed.
Well, it just makes you curious why they separate body parts from each other.
Probably because at that time, what he was doing, his lifestyle was not allowed, so it was seen as, I'm not sure exactly there, but it was seen as really bad or witchcraft, or I don't know, whatever. So that could be the explanation. And the lawyer won't. I figure he must have been dirty, so.
Gay wasn't really so popular back then because it wasn't
No.
really allowed. So that's probably maybe also a reason why they separated his part from separated, showing him that's not allowed.
Or maybe only his private parts are missing in another place somewhere, and he's looking for them.
Parts are missed.
I know. I know it's not supposed to be funny.
I know, but
But, I mean-
it's just funny.
Okay,
You can make it funny.
Picture his lifestyle. Picture it in like 1800, okay, which is not allowed.
You're not allowed gay, so what do you think they're probably gonna do?
But I would assume that they took apart his private parts, and maybe they took apart all their private parts and put the private parts somewhere else. So they can't be lovers anymore.
Well,
kinda
they
makes sense.
separated, so they're telling a message saying separated. We don't know who sent the message, but someone sent the message.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they sent the message saying you can't be together for lovers, or is it separated because of the slaves? We don't know that.
The lawyer, if the lawyer wasn't the lover, then could be that the wife of the lawyer found him with the other guy, and
Yeah. When you open the curtain in the bathroom, shower, taking a shower, do.
now you're starting a movie that's Psycho. No, not Psycho. Well, yeah, kind of. You'll tell there that.
Back then, they would fucking do it. I mean, yeah, gay wasn't really allowed back then, so
No,
they'd probably
they
they would either hang you like slaves because slaves were like
Well, slaves were allowed. Slaves were the.
slaves were allowed.
Were,
but the thing is
they
that-
used slaves back then.
There were slaves allowed, but they would hang more, not to be mean, not to be racist, but they'd hang the black people. So it's mostly black that was the slaves in different culture, other races culture, but mostly black. And, well, the gays weren't allowed either, and they'd chop the balls and dick off.
Yeah,
while they're
that's what I
alive.
figured. That's what I figure. And the lawyer would explain if he wasn't the lover, then what happened is his wife caught on to the fact that he was having an affair also.
Bye balls, bye dick.
all together. Or maybe she's the one who drugged them all, and
They never mentioned he was drugged, but
she went to
maybe
town.
he did.
She went right to town and took all their private parts and said, "Yeah, you guys want to be like that?
But it's just,
Well, I'll take the private parts, and they're going to be buried somewhere else. So go look for them."
But it's just how you know that you know a building, but you don't, like, it's just a mystery of your building, how much more mystery is this building when you see that?
Well, I think that's a big enough. That's
No,
big
but
mystery,
how much
huh?
more mystery and down the road in the history in this thing?
Well,
It doesn't say much more after that. It just says it changes the name to McGill, but
yeah.
how
well,
much more into the history is there happening that they're not saying?
Oh,
Because I mean, you can have that. Imagine that slaves, and then their body, body parts are separated, and then the slaves want revenge, and so it's kind of make you wonder how much more mystery into this building is.
Probably has a lot of history. I mean, it's probably, like I said, depending on how long it's been there, depending on how long he had slaves for, I'm sure some of those slaves were killed at one point or died at one point, and well, or he was using them, for like friendly
Making
outing
money.
at night,
Making money.
No, not just making money. He was probably using some of the guy slaves, for other thing, for his sexual thing.
I never really said that. It's just said making
No, I
money.
didn't say that, but just go back. Presume. Before he got his lover, he had slaves.
Must be.
And it was well known that back then, like in the States, the same thing when they had slaves, that the owner of the house would go after his slaves, the women. Sometimes get them pregnant and get rid of them.
Yeah, but
That's well-known facts.
After he died, what else happened to, who took over? What happened? What's their background? And what else could have happened in that building when that person took over?
Well, I'm sure there's enough of that happened in that building when he was in it.
No, but for real, they have to have someone else. Someone else took over the building when he died. So, who would it be after he took over?
I don't know. I didn't say what.
Because I don't know if he has children. I don't know. He doesn't really say. If he did, they probably would have took over. But how would the children be? Because then he would see their father doing it.
Excuse me?
How would if the children, he had children, it doesn't really say it. So I don't know. But if he had children, then they would have took over from it. But the thing is that their whole life they see what Daddy was doing. So what do you think they're going to happen when they get older? They could take over what he's doing.
Well, the slaves, they would be taking over the slaves. And yes, just like I said.
But the thing is, what more to the mystery is it actually did he have children? Did that happen? And well, later on generation, what more did happen to that building? Did he go on? Did they more?
What did it become? Was there more?
What do they want to do instead? It just makes it curiosity of more mystery. What the heck happened after this? This happened. So what else could have happened bad in there?
I don't know, but maybe.
But I never ever knew about that.
Maybe he's hunting.
That's new.
Maybe he's hunting the corridors at night looking for his.
Well, I never heard about
body part.
But
maybe picture it.
You never know. Maybe he already just never shows himself because
They said he was. That's why he was hunting the place because he was looking for his body parts. Well, if he's looking for that, then he should be hunting the corridors at night. Walking all over the place trying to find his missing.
Probably.
Penis.
But whatever body part he's missing.
Yeah, whatever.
It doesn't really say.
Okay. Well, it could be that.
Well, they mixed.
Yeah, but explain it.
Mixed up actually with his and
the
lawyer, so that it was all mixed up.
Probably they just don't want to say that all their was missing and they were buried somewhere else. But now they got to walk corridors at night just to find out where those things are buried.
Well, I don't know. It just makes you curiosity, more mystery to this building when you didn't know about something, then you find out about it. Especially when schools don't teach you about it.
No, they won't teach you that. That's like taboo subject.
Well, it's not taboo subject. It's something like, come on, we talk about Hitler in school.
It doesn't come up and cover. But history. Ghosts, stuff like that, hasn't been proven.
No, there's no ghost. It doesn't say ghost on it. It just says.
He said it was haunted because he was looking for his missing body part.
It just says that they'll never be satisfied until he finds all the parts.
What does that mean?
Is that there's no ghost actually in there.
Well,
it has said ghost. It's just that probably because their body parts. Probably when he died, he probably said that he would never be satisfied when you separate our body parts.
Yeah, but they probably actually seen ghosts or something because
then they would have said
he's still looking for his damn body parts.
I know.
He never got them.
No, they never really mentioned any that kind of crap over there.
But somebody had to come out with that.
But it has to be history because it's a McGill University got made.
Yeah, that's part of history.
But you never really hear it though.
Well, there's a lot of things you won't hear. You'd have to do more research, more in-deep research just to find out. I'm just saying I'm
surprised the school didn't put it because there's slaves in it. And McGill University. But, they didn't.
Well, they didn't tell much of the stories from down here. Because there's a lot of stories, a lot of shit that happened before us down here that nobody talks about. They're like all taboo subject. Like the Doria place that's just down here, that used to be just down here that they put down. They never mentioned that place. But back in, I think, the early 1900 to 18
Playground.
Something, it was at one point a school. It was
kids' playground.
It was a school. It was an insane asylum, hospital.
Kids' playground. They said on it.
Yeah. But check the history more. I have the history on my site. Check the history more, and you'll find out. And
then that's why I read it. It said
kids were tortured there.
Kids' playground.
Kids were tortured there. Some were sexually abused down there.
Yeah, but back then, way back then, that was the thing back then.
They were sexually abused.
Hurting other culture, white,
that's what white kids were talking about there.
Completely racist, but, I'm not racist, but it is. It's that white people didn't like other cultures.
But these were white kids that they were torturing or sexually abusing them.
There has to be another reason why.
And it's been proven.
But it has to be
it's proven fact.
There has to be another reason to it, too, why they did it. Because there's always a reason back then why the heck they're doing it. Some of them are psycho enough to do it, but I'm just saying a whole building like that doing it, there's a reason why they're doing it.
Some point was a doctor.
History.
Some point was a doctor. Some point was
the kid's history is white,
priest.
but it doesn't mean that it's fully on white.
But yeah, that's it. There's a lot of those stories down here that you will never read and stuff like that because they're like taboo subject. You know, people won't talk about the story about the shit that happened down here. They will talk about,
But
you know, what happened in Montreal, what happened there,
it's not
but
really
not
big.
down here, you know. Well, no, McGill's in Montreal, so they are.
But they never teach it in schools. But it's
No.
because it's not huge like World War II or anything. Like
It is huge. It is a big subject. It's something we should have learned in school. We should have all learned that in school, you know, the history of Doria and all places like that, you know. We should have learned that because that
Maybe
was
we
important.
did. I don't even know. I never remember
I
half the
don't-
shit I remember
no.
learned in school.
No, because the first time I heard about that story was because somebody had come ahead. Like
Well, I
somebody-
think I remember
I think it was
maybe
2-3
learning
years
about,
ago.
Maybe we did learn about McGill University in high school. So I did remember hearing my history teacher saying McGill University, but I never really paid attention much in fucking history because you know what? I don't get two shits.
history, I like the subject of
The
history.
future is future. Past is the fucking past. I don't care.
I didn't mind history, so I didn't.
I mean,
pick up
except
a
for
lot of
World
it.
War II. I'm sorry, but I don't know why.
I didn't want to
but
pick up that one because
got
there was a
into
war.
I got right into it.
So that was my
I
taboo
liked
subject. No war.
I liked it.
I didn't.
I mean, not because of Hitler, but you know, I just it was just.
What? It was just what?
I don't know. It's just. I don't know. Can't explain. I just can't explain. But I was hooked to it.
I mean, I didn't really care for war, so we didn't. You know, I don't always manage not to pay attention those when that subject.
The rest
came
of it,
out.
I never really paid attention. But you know.
But I did pay attention to Greek history. It's called Greek mythology, and learning all my Roman numeral and all that shit. Yeah, I paid attention to all that crap.
I mean, maybe we do learn it in high school, but you know, I don't remember. So you
Like
know.
I said, I like history, science, not math, English.
I don't know because that's like a mystery building right there. That's really mystery. Like, what the fuck happened after that when he died?
Yeah, but we did have a teacher that liked to
What
talk
the
about
fuck?
stories like that.
Who the fuck who took over? What other bad things happened in there? But it must have been not very bad, or maybe it was behind closed doors that no one could find out.
Oh yeah, well, even if it was out in the open at anywhere, you will have to do a lot of digging to find out the rest of the story, because, like I said, that's all taboo subject.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
It's all taboo subject down here.
like maybe they did it behind closed door. By the time then, I think slavery was bad. I think. by
Yeah,
the time-
slavery was really bad at one point. Yeah,
No, but I meant not allowed anymore.
I don't know. I forgot when it ended. I did learn that, but you know,
I learned that too, but I never really paid attention. I never really paid attention. My only time I really fucking paid attention and really hardcore in class, and I will not lie about it, was sex ed.
Well, at least you learned something.
Yep. I could have told you every single body part.
I don't know. You see, you learned something. See,
And
You're paying
scientific,
attention.
and it's a scientific way too. Don't ask me now because I don't remember half the shit. But you know, I used to. I got 100% every fucking test in that thing.
That's good.
Now I don't remember half the shit.
Well, would you want
But
to
I-
remember it when you can do it?
But yeah. But history, I didn't really pay attention. But history does have mysteries.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
especially if you start studying,
like
I mean, through different sources, the stories of down here. Yeah.
like
you'll
you
find
have
stuff.
a mystery because you have, if you look at like you have to dig through for like a thing.
Oh yeah.
But
You
then
have
you're
to dig down
having
here.
a version, like a version.
What?
A version.
A what?
Someone's saying this and then a different story.
A different version.
Yes.
Leave the virgin alone.
No, but one story and then you got a different story and a different site. So it's like, okay, which one's telling the truth? It's a mystery.
It's somewhere where you gotta dig and
It's
find
like
the
a
truth.
mystery. Like if you get curious, or is it get cover up to get not you confused? What the heck actually is going on? Like you're in a mystery, like trying to figure out what the heck the FBI agent, like we did last time, to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, what's going on? It's like, okay, I used to hear the stories. Well, I heard that from my grandfather about back in the 30s or the 40s. People used to bury bodies in the basement.
Probably. That's that's underneath the church.
Yeah,
I seen.
that's it. That was a
The church
popular
I seen on the same
thing back
site.
then.
Church I seen underneath the site. That yeah, there's still children buried underneath the church,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also a school thing. So people are actually sleeping in there with buried bodies still buried underneath.
What we mean by
So they asked, could you imagine being sleeping while you know there's dead people underneath you?
I can sleep too much.
Dead children underneath you because it was children.
No way I can sleep. I would have to dig it out.
It was a mass grave underneath. It was a grave underneath
Yeah,
there. So.
I heard about that.
But yeah,
But
it just makes curious.
But even in Doria, down here, okay, the building they just took down there not long ago. Even at that, they were torturing kids. Okay, they were beating them. They were sexually abusing them. They must have been kids that died, and they just
they just
buried there.
Not buried, probably just threw it.
Just disappeared. Like the kid the next day just vanished.
I think back then
they
did do shit, so they just threw it.
Yeah, they did all kinds of shit back then. But that's down here. We have a bad history. We have a bad rap too.
I don't really look into our history. I said the past is in the fucking past. The future is the future. That's the best way to do it because you don't want to know about the history about your town because then you get freaked out and you never want to live in your town again.
That's not the point.
And I rap that fucking shit too. Boom!
Hey, there's a lot of shit that went on here. There's stories that I heard that it would make you think twice. But yeah, there's a lot of shit like that's keep private.
Yeah,
like the house on the hill and on the bridge. You ever wonder why the house is on the hill? And
I've always wondered. I thought it was haunted, or maybe a mass murder happened there.
Something happened there because look, all around they digged all around the house, left the house on a hill, and all around it's dig all the way down. Well, there's speculation that at one point they were doing Black Master. While back there, like we're talking maybe 1900s, 18.
So every time I go to see my sister out, like I was always curious, what the fuck happened to that building? Like, was there a murder in the building? That's why they let it be. Like, there's a mass murder that was murdering people, or is it haunted so no one wants to be in it because the murder, the dead people are come back to haunt it? I always was curious because it was a mystery to me. What the fuck? But now it's actually bought and built all brand new. But
really,
yeah.
Since when?
If you go up there's a brand new building on top of that hill now. All
Same
brand
place.
new. All brand new.
Same place, just patched up.
No, they fixed. If you go up there, it's all brand new.
It's patched up.
They fixed it.
Yeah, they redid the outside and everything. But
you're just curious, what the fuck did they find?
Well,
while they were cleaning it, because I don't think they're gonna say
nobody's
anything.
brave enough to go dig that hole in the basement. Because in the basement, you have this side here.
I don't
that's
know.
big.
Well,
okay,
that's
when
you
the one you walk down.
They never said anything.
And on that side, you have a hole in the wall where you can just walk in, and nobody was brave enough to go, and check it out, But different version, talking to different people, different version, and myself talking to different people. It's been haunted. It's been haunted for a while.
Well, I thought maybe it was haunted, so no one wants to.
Yeah, it's haunted.
Be in there because it's haunted, so they just let it condemn. Or it was a mass murder there back in the days, and that and then it went back to being. Then it went to haunted after because the people.
From the research that I did, that I was able to find on that house, it used to be like I said, a black mass place, and
you see, you don't know what
there was bodies there. Of course, it was a psychic
looking
mass.
into that, you're gonna get.
Don't fucking do that.
I just see someone stand there and fucking creep me out.
That's why I
do. Oh shit, Andy, don't do that.
Are you gonna be?
I don't usually jump, but then talking about creepy shit, I popped up and I just see Andy's jeans shirt and I was like, oh.
Are you gonna be okay with Ellie? Holy shit.
And these two little eyeballs pop up. What the fuck?
Yes. That's why I turned you around to show you. Oh my god.
No, and he moved. So all I see was two little freaking eyeballs under his shirt. So I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
Two
shoot.
little freaking eyeballs. What the
Are you sure you're gonna be okay? Jesus.
Yeah.
We're talking about that and you're completely freaked out.
Yeah, well, you don't expect when you talk about it, then you see two white eyeballs just there. You don't see the kid, you see the two eyeballs. So, yeah, but yes, I'll be fine because I'm always fine after we talk about this. I just go to bed.
Yeah, you already got spooked, so you should be okay.
I just go to bed. So I
Oh.
put my TV show on and I go to bed.
And then you'll hear something walking to you. You're walking on the floor at night and you're going to be all spooked out again.
I don't have to worry about it. Buddy always lives with me, so Buddy will attack him.
Buddy didn't do nothing, yes.
Yes, but Buddy, as you can see, that's why Buddy didn't do anything to me.
Okay, so since somebody already got spooked out, since Bridget already got spooked out tonight, and we got it on, and it's on there, it's recorded. I think we're gonna let go of the show for tonight. Close the show for tonight before she gets really spooked again. So that's it for tonight.
It's fucking